Hey guys, Jana from Alu-Cab here, and welcome to my little makeshift studio in the back of the Troopy. So I actually just recorded this whole video and then I realized the one mic wasn't plugged in correctly, so it's going great, but let's hope this goes better. So I just returned from my first wild camping experience with the Troopy. So for those of you who don't know, I've been working here at Alu-Cab in the marketing team for the past 2 years. I've been handling the social media and all of the online queries. So I've been interacting with the Overland community, but I haven't really been living it. And to be honest, before I started working at Alu-Cab, I didn't even know the Overlanding community was a thing. But I got sucked into it pretty quickly and basically just been living vicariously through all of the posts and the videos I've been seeing online. So I've been thinking a bit, and we have this Troopy in our fleet that nobody is really using. So I thought, why not take it out for a few weekends, try it out, see how I go with the whole overlanding thing, and basically take you along for the journey. So this is a really exciting opportunity, this whole Jana from Alu-Cab thing. We're also going to be building out the interior, so setting it up so it is sorted to go camping, and that's also going to be fun to keep you updated with that. But yeah, for now, let's get back to the weekend I just had. So the wild camping was awesome. The weekend was awesome, but I'm not going to lie, it was a lot to take in. It was a lot of preparation, packing, making lists, making sure we set to go out into the wild. Because it was my first wild camping experience, it was also quite interesting for me to be camping in a place where there's literally nobody else around for kilometers. It was interesting for me to think that should something happen to us or the Troopy and we can't get out, the nearest people would be, I think, a 4-hour walk away. So that was pretty cool, but new. Yeah, and then also the 4-wheel driving was, well, that's a whole different story. We'll get to that later. But the spot that we camped in was awesome. It's in the Cederberg, and we were lucky enough to get the opportunity to camp out on a private farm. So it was quite a mission to get down there, and you can only get down there with a 4x4. So one of the staff members of the farm had to show us kind of how to get down the trail, and then also showed us where we could camp. So she jumped into the Troopy with us and took us down, and then we had to take her back up to where her car was, and then we had to go down again, and each trip was about 40 minutes. So by the time we got to the place we wanted to camp, it was already dark, which is not an issue because luckily we were in the Troopy with the Hercules roof conversion, so setting up camp was super quick. We basically just popped the roof and swung the awning open and then attached some lights to the awning. So then we were ready to rumble, and we basically started the fire and started dinner. Before we headed out into the wild, I asked Neil from our fitment team or whether it's possible to have like some sort of a battery box so that we could plug a fridge in and also charge our camera gear and also have the lights for the awning. So he made a little bit of a makeshift battery box which worked perfectly. So that was really cool. So for dinner on the Friday night, we had these very convenient little burger boxes. So that was perfect because all of the ingredients were included in the box, and all you basically had to do was put the burgers or the burger patties on the fire. So we did that, and then we also made deep fried potato chips because we are health and that was really cool and fun to make. We weren't sure if it's going to turn out okay, but after that we basically just chilled, enjoyed a glass of wine, and the full moon also came out through the valley, and that was beautiful. So we checked that out and then we called it a night. So the next morning we got up, made a cup of coffee, made shakshuka for brunch, which was lovely, and then I faffed around camp for way too long before I actually started to record some videos. I went off into the mountains to tell you guys all about what we've been doing, recorded a video and got back down to camp only to realize that the sound didn't come out great at all. And at that point I was just like kind of over it and wanted to sit back and enjoy my surroundings, put down the electronics for a bit. So that's what I did. We started a fire. Simon did a little drone dance and got some awesome footage from above. And then we started with the potjie for the night. So I made a chicken potjie. Excuse the little plastic bag that's in the potjie. A potjie is a stew. It's an Afrikaans word for a stew, by the way. We made this, we thought we could make this like couscous in a bag inside of the potjie, and that didn't work out. But the stew itself was great. So yeah, after that we called it a night. Good morning everybody. It is a beautiful day here in the Cederberg. We just got up, made a cup of coffee, had a breakfast, and now we are thinking of actually packing up and taking a drive down to Kromrivier, which is about 40 minutes from here. And then we are thinking of actually camping out at Sandrift tonight, just for a little bit of a change of scenery and to explore the area a bit more. So yeah, looking forward to that. Sad to be leaving this spot. It was truly awesome just literally being the only people here. Yeah, lovely experience, but all good things come to an end. So let's start with the packing up. So after we packed up, we took a quick hike up one of the rock faces where Simon saw some Bushmen paintings the previous day that I really wanted to see, and that was awesome. I mean, the view was great, and it's always cool to see Bushman paintings. And yeah, then we headed back down and we head off to Kromrivier. Note to self, don't wear a dress when climbing up the mountain. Okay, so we have just set up camp here at Cederberg. Beautiful spot as well. I'm glad we took the drive. So we arrived at Kromrivier. We wanted to have a lunch there and then it was closed, which is fine. We just improvised and now we're just heating up the potjie from last night. And we're having a beer. And yeah, it was a cool drive out from the wild camping spot. Simon helped me 4x4 and kind of just mentored me through it. But yeah, when we arrived here, I noticed something on the back of the Troopy, which I'm not very chuffed about, and I'm kind of scared to go back to work with it. But Simon says he has a plan. I'll show you now. Okay, so that happened and I was honestly so stressed about that piece of bent steel. I mean, I know it happens when you four-wheel drive, but I just thought it's Murphy's Law that something like this is happening to me. Literally the first time that I'm taking out the Troopy. So I was preparing to get teased about it at work when I get back on Monday. But oh well. Simon had a plan and he tinkered a bit, and I just decided the rest of the day I'm going to relax and enjoy the last bit of camping before we head back to the city the next morning. So we got up at 6 the next morning and we left at about 7. It was still pitch dark outside and very cold. It was actually much colder than the wild camping spot we camped at the previous 2 nights, which was interesting because they're not that far apart. But I'm assuming it kind of dipped at Cederberg, so maybe, yeah, it was colder, I don't know. Anyway, we left that early because we wanted to still make it back to work the same day. And then, yeah, we arrived back to a very cold and wet Cape Town. And just like that, a very cool weekend came to an end. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to the next trip. I'll let you guys know when that will be. Although I'm just finishing up some things. I'm studying part-time at the moment, so I'm doing an online course, which is taking a bit more of my free time than I thought it would. But it's all good. It should be done in about 2 weeks, and then there's going to be a lot of trips coming. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you the next time. And before I forget, so nothing like hectic happened when I came back with the damaged rear bumper. Everybody was very chilled and understanding. I just had to take a strafdop, which is an Afrikaans word for basically taking a shot, to compensate for what I did. But now we're actually looking to get an aftermarket bumper, which works out quite well, and hopefully it'll be more Jana proof.
Strafdop with a floating trophy.
Ja, where's the trophy? Niet zo was het. No, you don't have to. Yeah, you can share it. Yeah, I was going to say.
It's een uitdopper, hè?